Good morning, students. Let us begin the discussion of control structures in C under Module 3 of COM 101. What are control structures? Control structures allow a program to base its behavior on the values of variables, At present, I don't want to give more explanation of the definition of the control structure. I wanted to explain a program segment with the help of a control structure. Then we will come back to the definition. Examples of concern as per the examples. If is a control structure, if else is a control structure, switch is a control structure, SWITCH, switch is a control structure, T this is SWTCH, for loop. As per the loops are concerned, there are so many control structures. For loop, while loop, do loop, do while loop. There are so many control structures are there as the loops are concerned. So you just remember there is a control structure which is categorized, which can be categorized as loop, and the examples of a loop are for, do, while. And now let us discuss only one control structure, namely the if structure. Only one control structure, namely the if structure. So the general form of if statement is if followed by condition followed by the statement to execute if the condition is true. I repeat again, the general form of if statement is if followed by the condition followed by statement to execute if the condition is true. For example, if you give the average mark of a student, then the average mark is checked against the mark 89. If the average is greater than 89, then the grade of that particular student is distinction. So what we have to do is, depending upon the value stored in the average, we may print the grade is distinction, or we may skip the grade is distinction. What I am coming to say is, if the average is equal to 90, then 90 is greater than 89. Since 90 is greater than 99, this condition is true. This condition is true based on the value of average. Since this condition is true, statement to execute if true is printf grade is distinction. Statement to execute if true here is grade is distinction. Printf grade is distinction. So when the value is equal to 90, the statement printf grade is distinction will get executed. If the value is equal to 70, if the value of the average is equal to 70, 70 is not greater than 89. Since the 70 is not greater than 89, the condition is false. This statement will get executed only when the condition is true. That's why they have given it as statement to execute if true. So this condition is false. So what happens is, the statement is skipped. Actually, the entire body of the if statement is skipped. Then it will go to the next statement immediately following the if statement. So what happens here is, the program's behavior is depending upon the value stored in this average. That's why we say the control structures allow a program to base its behavior on the values of the variables. The value stored in the variable average decides the behavior of the program, whether to execute this particular statement or not is decided by the value that is stored in this variable. So now you can understand the definition of the control structure. So the control structures allow a program to base its behavior on the values of variables. Examples of control structures are if else, switch, for loop, do loop, while loop, and so many other loop structures are there. So now I would like to give the diagrammatical representation of if structure. So this is the normal flow of execution. When it comes across the if structure, it checks the condition. Say the condition is average is greater than 89. If the condition is true, it will try to execute the statement which need to be executed if the condition is true. For example, in our case it is printf grade is distinction. So if the condition is true, the statement enclosed in the if structure will get executed. If it is false, it will skip this statement to be executed if true. Then the normal flow goes like this. Once after this statement being executed, if the condition is true, it will come back to the original position. Like this, the if control structures are being executed. Now I would like to show a sample program to you. Let me pick up the arrow pointer and click it. Now I have included a command statement. This command statement says program to print the grade using if statement. As usual, you include the compiler directives in order to include the header files standard input output.h and the console input output.h. Then start the main function. The help of a void main, start the body of the main function. Then I am trying to declare a variable, namely average, and the data type of average is integer. So my first aim is to read the value of average from the user with the help of the printf and scanf. So before I am trying to give the message, I would like to clear the screen with the CLR SER, then terminate it, then make use of the output statement print function to give the message to the user, enter the average mark. I have used the escape sequence tab /t. It's like the escape sequence /n. /n is used to print a new line, whereas a /2 is used to print a tab character. Then terminate it. Then scanf, with the help of the scanf, followed by the control string. %d is the control string, which is used to specify the format of a integer variable. So, or else integer value, you can say more precisely. And followed by the ampersand address operator, followed by the name of the variable average. I told you, whenever you tend to read the variable, you are supposed to accompany the variable with the address operator in the scanf statement. So scanf control string is %d, comma, within double quotes, comma, address operator, then followed by the name of the variable. Now we would like to print the grade. So in order to print the grade, we are supposed to check the average mark for a condition. For example, if average is greater than or equal to 60, then printf pass. If the mark is greater than 60, you know that the student has passed. So we are supposed to print pass. If average is less than 60, printf fail. So if the average is equal to 72, For example, 72 is greater than or equal to 60. Yes, this condition is true. Since this condition is true, this statement within this if statement will get executed. It says pass. Then again it comes here. I told you the average is 72. The 72 is not less than 60. Since it is not less than 60, the condition is false. So this statement will not get executed. It will come to the next statement immediately after the if structure. It comes here, get character, and it comes across the end of the main function or the end of the program itself. So I repeat it once again. If the average is, with another example, I'll try to repeat it. If the average is equal to 59. If 59 is greater than or equal to 60. No, 59 is not greater than or equal to 60. So this condition will get skipped. Since this condition is false, this statement will get skipped. Now it comes across the next statement in the program. Again it happens to be a if statement. Here it checks whether average is less than 60. Average is 59. 59 is less than 60. Since the condition is true, execute the statement within the if structure. Printf fail. Fail will get displayed in the screen, output screen. Then close of the if statement. Then followed by it an immediate statement is get character. Then close of the main function. So when you execute this program, the output of this program will be, it will be asking the user to enter the average mark. Since I have made use of a tab character in the printf statement, it prints a tab character, and the cursor will be waiting for me here to enter. I mean, for me in the sense, for the user to enter, user of the program to enter the value here. If the user enters a 77, then it will check the condition against 60. 77 is greater than or equal to 60. Since that particular condition is true, the statement inside that particular if structure is printf pass. So that will get executed. Then once after the first if statement is over, it will come to the second if statement. In the second if statement, the condition says 77 is less than 60. Now this condition is not true. So the statement inside the second if structure is skipped. Next, it will come to the get character. It will be waiting for the user to enter a get character. When the user enters the get character, it will return back to the program. That's all about this program. I would like you to enter this program, edit this program, compile this program in the Turbo editor, which is installed in your laptop, and see the output. And in the same way, try to solve the problem that I have given in the practical session. Thank you, students. Have a nice day.